he's my dad, so, you know.
We go back exactly 30 years where we met working out at the Houghton Gold's Gym.
And I've worked for John Hamilton for coming up on 9 years and a few days, actually.
Well, I've known John for quite some time. So I was actually a member of his gym in Kirkland when I was between 16 and 18 years old.
Well, I actually met John at his gym before I knew he was my neighbor. And I was working out, and he walked by quickly and stopped and told me I chipped his machine, the paint. And I pretty much told him he was full of shit. And he proceeded to tell me, no, he's not, and then he walked off. And I thought, wait a minute, you can't walk off after making a comment like that. We have to resolve this. So I went home later and told my wife I met the owner of the gym and that he was kind of a sarcastic ass. And then I realized he moved in 2 houses down from me.
I met John on his birthday. I met him the day that Mom brought him home from the hospital. He had the biggest ears of any baby I had ever seen. The ears he had as a baby are the same size he has today, and thank God he grew into them, because if you see baby pictures of him, he had the biggest ears.
For John in the original Bothell location in 1995. He was an acquaintance of my husband and basically just told my husband, send her in to run the daycare. So I came in to work for John. I met him about 2 weeks later for the first time when he busted through the door of the daycare, grabbed one of the little boys, hung him upside down by his feet and said, hi, I'm John Hamilton, the owner. I guess I should have known then that I was in for an interesting career with John Hamilton.
So the biggest lesson I would say, like over the years, like watching him build the company and everything, is that like the biggest asset someone can have, I think, is hard work. He's always taught me that like even if you're not as skilled at something, you're not as naturally good at something, that if you always work hard, you're always going to come out on top, or at least better than you would have if you didn't work hard. Like you'll never regret working hard towards something, whether it's mopping the floors or running a gym. Like you always do the best you can in whatever you're doing.
He is a good father. He has treated his kids to a marvelous life. So it is a lesson that I've learned. I'm not as good at it as he is, but I admire him for that.
John, another very important factor on my behalf is the kind of man you are. And then that's demonstrated what a great father you are to your 2 children. And that is so important to me. And I know if I got in a crisis on the East Coast somewhere and called you, you'd be there in a heartbeat to help me out. That just tells a lot about you.
I've been to a lot of health clubs, and there are very few health club organizations in this country that do those things better than John's. And it's not easy to see, and it's subtle, and I didn't learn it until after I left, but that's what I learned from him, is the fundamentals are what counts most in this business.
Over this past time, you know, just looking at everything, I realized that John has a vision and has had a vision this whole time, and he's stuck to what he saw and moved forward with it. And obviously, you know, here we are still in this gym, you know, working and loving it there, you know, and it's all because of his vision.
Probably the biggest lesson would be reaching out of your comfort zone and trying. It's okay to try things that you aren't sure if you can do or not, and believing in yourself, and don't take yourself too seriously.
It's pretty great what you've done. You've always set a real high standard here. You look at your gyms are really well maintained, they look neat, they're clean, and they always have been, and that's special. You know, I think that you have shown, you know, your employees and other, you know, members or what have you, that you're not afraid to reinvest in your business, and you have always taken your money, and you have over the last 30 years, and you've reinvested that and really made, you know, really a fantastic facility.
You know what, John just has the best environment with Gold's. I mean, I've had a chance now to work at a couple different clubs, and you know, I always end up coming back to Gold.
Me being able to see John on a one-on-one personal and professional basis so frequently, it was really really helpful for me as someone that someday would maybe like to follow in his footsteps and own, you know, a gym or something along those lines. It was really interesting to kind of get his perspective on how he sees things, because if you know John, you know that he doesn't see things the way most people do. You know, you've had people that have been members for 20 plus years. That just doesn't happen. I mean, it doesn't happen in this day and age. Shoot, you know, I've talked to individuals that will move out of the area. I mean, we're talking 30, 40 minutes away from our Bothell location, and still keep that membership because they want to support John. And they just really do. They love the place.
What's the most ridiculous thing John has ever done? For the
We
gym?
live together.
For the gym, not at home.
Ridiculous stuff all the time. I bet you can say the same about me, of course.
The only one is the most ridiculous thing. Like, that's such an easy question for me to answer. He drifted the RV. We had a 50-foot RV, and he took it upon himself to full-on drift it, leaving Stevens Pass parking lot. So that was pretty terrifying, but also kind of cool. So that was a good one for me. Not sure, like, he literally takes the RV and just like floors it out of the parking lot and gets the whole thing sideways. I was like,
well, the most ridiculous thing he ever did was knock over my Interceptor in the parking lot, and then pick it up and just put it there and not tell me about it until I went and asked, because there was scratches all over it and there was the color of his paint on my motorcycle. So I asked him if he knocked it over, and he's like, oh yeah, like it was no big deal, like picked it up, it's fine. And it wasn't fine. And he wasn't going to tell me about it if I didn't see it. John, thank you very much.
The most ridiculous thing John has ever done is cancelling family swim.
Oh. Oh.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Probably yes. Yes to hiring us.
He teased my kids that there were sharks in the Redmond pool, and they actually believed him. So
That they were sharks in the Redmond pool?
Yeah, so they were scared there for a while to go swimming.
The most ridiculous thing he's ever done or said. He wanted to build either a parking garage or put in elevator parking.
What gym was that at?
That was actually a Redmond.
Yeah. I remember doing the research for that.
The most ridiculous thing John ever did, I would say, was leaving a restaurant in Idaho on a street bike with a $2,000 laptop in the back of his trunk that he neglected to latch as he's going in the street. It's bouncing, almost falling out, but not quite. And about the time I try and get a hold of him to let him know, he takes off.
I think probably gonna go with, I went on a motorcycle ride with him and one of his friends, Ken, out in Eastern Washington, and we're going 65 miles an hour through the middle of like between Chelan and Wenatchee, and I'm behind him and I see him kind of like fidgeting around on his bike, and he flips up his like Apache Commander like helmet that he has. It has this huge like visor on it, and he just starts taking a swig of whatever drink he had in his like cup holder on his giant motorcycle. He's kind of like swerving around the road. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna crash in the middle of Eastern Washington. He's just like, didn't even faze him.
This is a tough one. He doesn't do many ridiculous things, so no, I do have a lot to choose from. I think first thing comes to mind is all of the jumbled and coded text messages he sends me on a daily basis. And then he sends other people that they bring to me to try to decode because they don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Everything is just a continuous.
One big sentence of like all sorts of things. Like today he tried to send me a text with the word Kent, like Kent, Washington. And he said it like 5 or 6 different times, and every time it said like can't. Oh my god, Kent!
The main thing that John has done for me is given me the opportunity to share my knowledge help others, and do what I love to do, and pay me to do it, which is wonderful.
This place is more like home. It's like a big family, so I think that's what's changed me. It's not just a job. It's a great place to come and be with friends and family, I think.
I think on that one, he just, over the course of those 9 years I worked at Goals, and even actually before, I think he always gave me a ton of opportunity and room to grow and do the things that I thought would benefit the business and him and myself, and I think it worked out great for all of us. So.
I feel like I'm an actual meaningful part of one of the best brands in fitness. So that means the world to me, and I don't know how it would have happened otherwise without John bringing me on as an assistant. So it's changed my life in a big way, and I think I'll probably always be in the fitness industry in some way because of that. So thank you.
He took a chance on somebody who had zero industry experience other than working out. I came from, access control and security. I had no gym experience. And so he took a chance on me and believed in sort of the other things that I could bring. And as a result, I'm in the industry, and this is the industry, and I'm a CEO of a software company in the industry, and I don't know that outside of the industry that I would be able to climb to that level in my career. He's kind of was the first person that let me into an industry that has become, what I love to do. So. Well, he's been a very good friend of mine since 1996, and I've always been able to confide in him business things or family stuff or just life things in general. So he's always been a good sounding board for me. And the important thing is I can always rely on John to take the position of the devil's advocate and try to spin it in such a way that whatever it is you're feeling is ridiculous.
We're just happy for this gym, and it's been here for so long, and I like it, and it's great stuff, and then John's a good person to all of us.
No question, my favorite memory is the day he took ownership of Gold's Gym. That was a major accomplishment, and he did it with nothing, bootstrapped his way all the way through it, and he has built an amazing business.
Keep doing what you're doing. You've done an amazing job. I'm honored to work here.
Just thank you for all the years of letting me be around, and it's a pleasure to work for you.
I would just say thank you. Thanks for taking a chance on letting me do this fun thing and for keeping me around.
Also, just thank you so much for everything that you do for these clubs.
Thank you for what you've done for us. You've been a stable fitness provider in the community for 30, 40 years.
Just like I said, he's doing a great job. I mean, he's always keeping things clean, keeping things updated, making sure people are good to people, and he was always good to me, so I appreciate that.
Of course, I mean, John, I just want to say that I'm very thankful to be where I am in this company, and very thankful for the opportunities that you created for me and for us, and every day. Just love being there, and I know it's all because of you and your vision, so God bless. Thank you.
So you've done good, 30 years in the game, it shows. You run a great organization, and I'm proud of you.
Wow, 30 years. That is fantastic. You've had a very successful career here. Good work.
John, 30 years is huge. That's a major accomplishment, and I can't wait to see the next 30 and the next gym.
Congratulations on 30 years, hopefully 30 more, and who knows, maybe at one point in time this won't be a Gold Gym, it'll be Hamilton's Fitness.
That's John, 30 years, brother. What's been funnest for me is watching you
succeed in both personal and business life.
Congratulations on 30 years. You've put your heart into it and you are so dedicated, and I'm so proud of you.
John, stop threatening me about opening another gym. It's been a great 23 years.
Keep being him. I like him just the way he is. I wouldn't change much about him.
I hope you like this video. Me and Emily put it together because we wanted something special for you to have and look at over and over again if you really want to watch it more than once. And that it wouldn't cost anything. So thank Emily for doing everything that she's done, editing, filming people, and everything that she does already. So yeah. Hope you like it.
Hi. Okay, that's perfect.